Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money low, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. We have 6 most disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. I've been camping before in my life, but it's been a long time. Like, it's been a while since I've been out in the woods, like, for real. Since high school, last time I've been actually, like, in the wilderness type
like, just in there?
Like, yeah, like, any type of, I don't go in, That ain't my cup of tea. Not my spotted tea. Little spotted tea. When the last time you been in the woods?
Been in the woods, high school. Been camping, middle school.
Like actually staying in the woods, like sleeping. But I know what you're talking about with the sky. But hey, with that being said, before we get into he's gonna make his appearance, huh? But hey, with that being said, before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want the first part. All you gotta do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals,
like it with a thumbs up.
But hey, let's go. Let's check it out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get into it, y'all.
Since 2017, a YouTuber named Phil has been uploading videos of his hiking trips to his channel Hike Slam, where he gives his viewers a glimpse into everything he does to prepare for a long hike, camp alone in the middle of the woods, choose the right hiking gear, and pretty much everything related to the outdoors. On the night before Thanksgiving 2021, Phil went on an overnight hike to camp on the Appalachian Trail near his house in Virginia. For the first half hour of his hike, things kick off pretty normally, but after a while, he finds some odd-looking trash lying on the side of the trail. Strangely, there appears to be some writing on some of the containers he finds, which appear to be song lyrics, though it's hard to imagine why anyone would go through the trouble of writing out entire songs or poems on a plastic container only to later throw it on the side of the trail. As he crosses the boundary into the wilderness, things continue to get stranger and stranger, and as he nears the campsite, Phil finds another series of disturbing notes.
The weirdness continues. What the? And there's a dead duck here.
And you know what? It actually, everything looks fresh.
Yeah, I was like, I said,
Cause this paper, even though it's got discoloring around the edges, the paper, like the red, there's no like water. Like,
yeah, like if
so,
it has like rain or something,
yeah, or moistness
just
in the air, or dew, morning dew.
Mm-hmm.
That's so different too. Or like morning dew has occurred. So, and the duck, there's no decaying of the duck.
Yeah, it's everything's odd.
It looks as though it just recently happened. That's very, very weird. Looks as though maybe he did it trying to do some. I'm talking about the video.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
For some type of content to kind of get, you know what I'm saying? People do crazy things, y'all, and so just for views and clicks and
yeah, most definitely.
So, but I was
dead duck here.
Some of the notes appear to contain cryptic poems, others seem to talk about pretty in-depth conspiracy theories and undercover federal agents or...
This is brand new. This paper, there's no dirt, there's no like dampness to it. It's perfectly, it ain't wrinkled up or nothing, bald. No.
I agree with you.
This is all planted by him.
Yeah.
Or something, and the rest appear to be biographical, with whoever wrote them telling parts of their story. It's tough to confirm if the person who wrote the notes was the same person who killed the duck, but honestly, it would be too much of a coincidence for the dead duck to be lying right there next to the series of creepy notes, which were obviously placed there recently considering they're in good condition and not wet. After taking in the eerie scene, Phil notices a tarp and a fire next to a campsite about 20 yards away from the notes and the dead duck. Staying as far away as possible from the campsite, he continues making his way up to a shelter. Although this next part wasn't caught on camera, Phil then reported that he saw two women coming down the trail with their dog, asking him if he had seen the guy who was leaving the creepy notes and dead animals on the side of the trail. When Phil mentioned he saw a campsite and a fire a few yards away from the notes, the woman got scared and asked him to walk back to their car with them. Thinking it was probably a good idea to move as far away as possible from the campsite anyway, Phil went back with them and then started hiking in the other direction to find a safer place to spend the night. Fortunately, the rest of his hike to the new shelter was a lot more uneventful for Phil, and once...
So you don't record that encounter with the women to upload it?
He probably. You like everything suspicious. That's what you like.
I'm just saying, like, why not record that encounter?
I feel you. I feel you.
Once he got there, he was able to set up a camp for the night, light a fire, and
then somebody coming to you is a creepy guy and all this stuff, like all this creepy weird. Are you still staying there? Because they're trying to go back to the car.
Yeah.
They're trying to leave. Wouldn't you leave as well?
I would.
Eventful for Phil, and once he got there, he was able to set up a camp for the night, light a fire, and enjoy his dinner miles away from the disturbing notes he found. A few minutes later, once it got dark, Phil decided to go into the shelter and check out the camp log and see some of the notes and stories other hikers had left behind, and that's when things get extremely creepy again.
I'm gonna check out the shelter log here. I hang out by the fire. Almost every shelter on the Appalachian Trail has a shelter log where people write in their trail names and what's going on. They can write whatever they want in there. So it's kind of cool tradition here. So let's see what this one says. Little engine, back section. Hiking again finally. It's nice and little trail magic. Some comics and writing and stuff. Alright, let's see what's happened recently. Holy crap. Wait a second. Well, I'm adjust the camera here. This writing looks almost exactly like the writing that was on that garbage a couple of miles from here.
Even though the shelter where Phil's currently staying at is more than 2 miles away and on the other side of the road from the previous one, the handwriting in the camp log is exactly the same as the handwriting that was on the notes and garbage on the other side of the road. This is pretty disturbing in itself, but it gets even more so when Phil starts to actually read some of the content in the logbook.
In 2018, while I was incarcerated at the Okaloosa County Jail. What the heck? In solitary confinement, I figured the following out. Refer to Isaiah 28:15 through 9. This is the same ramblings from the guy that was on the other side of the river. That's kind of scary. Kind of weird. Those women down there said they were going to call the police on the guy. Wow, this is weird. It's just like it goes in one direction, then immediately goes in a completely different direction. And there's just so much of it. Like this line up here. Think grave robbery in an attempt to obscure the reality of little Mrs. Wolf. Content. Come up with some more of those wicked schemes, JB and company, so I can show some more of your true character.
The fact that there's a convicted felon walking around the woods leaving dark and weird notes all over the place is extremely concerning, and based on the kinds of stuff the guy is writing, he's probably not in his right mind. This could obviously be dangerous for Phil, especially since it's already pretty dark and he doesn't appear to have anything to defend himself with. As he gets ready to go to sleep in his tent, Phil walks back to the shelter once more, where he finds half a Gatorade bottle hanging from a string on the ceiling with a note in the same guy's handwriting that reads, "Watch out for Yeet Mouse, the dead do walk and talk." Understandably creeped out by yet another disturbing note, Phil tries to fall asleep in his tent, obviously a little on edge from everything that happened that day. The last thing you'd want to happen if you were in Phil's position would probably be to start hearing strange noises near the shelter in the middle of the night, and that's exactly what happened. While he was falling asleep, he heard something moving near the shelter, and as he poked his head out of the tent, he saw a single guy with a headlamp walking around the shelter. Not wanting to find out if it was the same guy who had been leaving notes, he quietly made his way back to the truck in the middle of the night, checking over his shoulder the entire way to make sure he wasn't being followed. Luckily, he made it back home safely, and as of 2024, he hasn't uploaded another video about the strange notes he found on the Appalachian Trail. It's pretty likely that dozens of other hikers after him came across the disturbing notes and the dead duck, but we'll probably never know who exactly the guy who wrote them was, or what he would have done if he ran into any unsuspecting campers.
You think it's legit? Y'all think it's legit? Let me know in the comments, man, because she ain't here with me right now.
I mean, it is strange that like you meet people, not get that on camera. He's so like he around the campsite that you like sleeping at. You don't get that on camera.
You get everything else.
But you get everything else. But maybe I guess because he was trying to fall asleep, so he didn't have the camera. But I guess I would have picked up the camera just
If I'm vlogging, this is what
that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
And
y'all documented everything else. Why not?
And y'all haven't heard anything else because it didn't generate the views that I wanted or the attention that I wanted.
Did he get on camera him going back to the truck? Like, did you vlog your journey back to your truck and stuff like that? Because
I'm sure he would have included it in this compilation if
that is. So if it is something out there that's more that we didn't see, then it may be true. But just off of this, it's a little
questionable.
Weird, a little questionable. Mm-hmm.
Grizzly Gaz is a camping channel on YouTube consisting of dozens of videos featuring Gaz, the uploader, going on hiking and camping trips in the UK with his French bulldog named Fendi. In a lot of his videos, he goes camping in some pretty extreme conditions, and he often shows footage of his unexpected encounters with big animals in the middle of the woods. In April 2023, Gaz uploaded a video of a camping trip he made somewhere in the woods in the UK. The first part of the camping trip goes pretty much according to plan, with the footage showing Gaz setting up his tent and chopping wood to make a fire while his dog Fendi keeps him company as the sun begins to set. This next part wasn't shown in the footage, but as Gaz started to prepare his steak dinner over the fire, a random man in jeans and a coat approached his campsite and asked him for a beer and some food.
Right, we've got steaks on go now. Bit of ribeye, pot boiling for some mash, and I've got a visitor. Creeped up behind me asking me if I had a light in my pants.
Where are you come from?
This is Martin anyway. I don't know him, but he's stopping for a steak, so...
Just some random creep wandering about.
You went round here in a poncho a couple of months ago, were you?
I don't think I was.
He could just be somebody like homeless or something, just wandering, needing help. Now everybody that's out in the wilderness, in the woods and stuff, ain't on some creep time. But he, like,
but I will say, except for if I was out there by myself, I would still be scared. I don't know you.
But I guess because this guy, that's what he does. He probably has came across people of all natures, so it's probably like it startled him. Yeah, because of the approach. Mm-hmm. But the guy probably just homeless.
Although the encounter with the man itself was pretty tame, it's still pretty creepy to be camping in the woods in the middle of nowhere and suddenly be approached by a random guy asking for things. If you listen closely to what he's saying, some of the guy's sentences are a little incoherent, and he appears to ramble a bit when he talks, almost like he's kind of out of it. Later in the footage, Gaz reveals that Martin was homeless, and that as they shared their dinner, he told Gaz his story about how he had ruined his life with drugs and how he had ended up walking alone in the woods that day. Disturbingly, Gaz also mentioned that while they were having dinner, he turned around for a few seconds to chop some more wood to keep the fire going, and when he turned back around, Martin had left the campsite unannounced without even thanking Gaz for the food. After the strange encounter, the uploader decided to leave the campsite and head home out of fear that the man would possibly tell his friends about meeting some guy camping out in the middle of the woods with expensive filming equipment lying around and suggest robbing him or possibly worse.
Could.
To see if Martin would come back in the middle of the night with possibly ill intentions, Gaz actually left a trail camera on the tree at the campsite to capture everything that happened that night. Based on his behavior, it's pretty hard to gauge Martin's intentions and know whether he was just confused and possibly under the influence, or if he had something more sinister planned that evening. Either way, it's probably a good thing that Gaz left the campsite and didn't go back until the next morning, especially since when he did go back, his trail camera that he had left was completely gone. Creepy Outdoors is a channel.
Or he could have been a spotter. The other guy could have been a spotter.
He said.
So let me elaborate what I mean by a spotter. What I'm saying is he could have been one of those, like, all right, he could have been part of a larger group. All right, we all break up, spread out. Let's go see if we can wander and find somebody. And then once he had, like, he befriend him, get him comfortable, talk to him, kind of get to know the guy. Then once he hit the opportunity to escape, leave, probably think he want, and they were gonna come back. Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying. I'm saying he could have been just a spotter for another group of people, and they come back and do something. So you never know.
Stick around and find out.
That's why I said to the other dude, I'm like, bro, you I don't know. That first story, I'm still like, let's sus.
Where the uploader frequently shows footage of his nighttime visits to sketchy outdoor locations during all 4 seasons. In October 2022, Creepy Outdoors uploaded a video of a camping trip he took to an unnamed forest in the middle of nowhere, recording everything he saw as he explored some of the surrounding woods in the darkness. For the first few minutes, all you can hear is the guy's breathing, and you can't help but be kind of amazed at how brave it is to visit a dark forest in the middle of nowhere all alone, not knowing if you're going to run into potentially hostile animals or something else. As the video progresses, the uploader makes a few comments and observations on his surroundings, and throughout the footage there doesn't appear to be anyone else in the forest with him. Around 13 minutes in though, an extremely disturbing sound takes the footage in a pretty dark direction.
Hell no.
What?
Oh no, baby, we gotta get up out of there.
I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Agree.
Ooh,
Sound like a female too, then.
that was creepy. I need to get out of here.
In the distance, probably a couple of 100 feet away from the uploader, a voice yells, "I see you." It's possible that the disturbing sound was made by a coyote or a fox, but because it sounded so much like "I see you," it could have also been another camper trying to mess with the uploader and scare him. Because the YouTuber had been talking and making noise almost the whole time, he might have inadvertently alerted someone else who may have wanted to play a prank on him just for the fun of it. Still,
True.
It's hard to imagine why anyone else would be wandering in the same secluded part of the woods as the uploader. What's most disturbing is that the person or animal or whatever it was that made the noise appeared to yell out right after the guy turned off his lamp, almost as if they were waiting for that to happen to yell out something disturbing. Luckily, the uploader was able to make it back to his campsite safely and has continued uploading outdoor footage to this day.
That was spooky, bro. I do feel like it was somebody else that was a camper, and there's just like, shh, watch this.
Trying to play like a trick, a prank or whatever.
Could have been some kids.
Spook them a little bit.
Could have been some kids too, like some teenagers or something hanging out in the woods.
Oh no.
Ain't no telling.
Sam is a YouTuber from Cleveland, Ohio, who's been uploading videos of his stealth camping trips to his channel, The Northwest Wind, since 2016. For those of you who don't know, stealth camping just means parking your camper van pretty much anywhere without paying for parking, and people do it anywhere from residential neighborhoods to the middle of nowhere. In January 2024, Sam uploaded footage of his stealth camping trip to the woods in Cleveland, leaving his camper van at a local dog park a few hundred yards away. On his way into the woods, he finds a camping tent that's been shredded to pieces, which is honestly a little creepy, but he keeps going anyway. After setting up his tent in the woods, he starts cooking dinner on a camping stove. As the sun starts to set, he sees a couple of people walking by the campsite, and this is when he mentions that he's getting a bad vibe and feels like he's possibly in danger from them. Most experienced campers would probably tell you that if your gut is telling you something's wrong, you should probably call it a day and leave, but Sam decided to stick it out for the night and kept on recording. As soon as he settles down in his tent to get some sleep, things start to get very creepy.
There's somebody. Hang on. I don't know if they can see it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but somebody's walking around out there very close to the tent.
As the seconds pass by, the footsteps outside seem to get louder and louder. At one point, Sam calls out to whoever's out there, but at first he doesn't get a response. It's only after he calls out for about the 5th time that every camper's worst nightmare starts to become a reality for Sam.
They're walking around outside in circles.
Hello? Hello? Alright, I don't like this. Hello? Hello? They're touching my tent.
Uh-oh. Is it an animal
Hello?
or is it a person? It sounds like a person walking.
Hello? Alright, I'm getting out of here. Hello? Hello?
You want to see nobody?
I don't know what this is, but we're getting out of here. Hang on. Hello? Okay, they're walking away now. What do you want? What do you want? I have a knife. Where's my knife? With me. With me here. Holy crap. Get away. What do you want? Hello? I can't see you. Hello? All right, I'm getting out of here. We're getting out of here.
One thing that a lot of people in
The way y'all react to stuff, to me, just be very odd and weird. And man, I'm getting what the fuck up? What's up? Yeah, I got it on me.
Okay.
See, you gonna really be hello.
I'm
Hello.
gonna be cautious because I don't know who out there, how many people are actually out there.
He already unzipped.
Okay, well,
That's
like
a
you
little
said-
tent.
I know.
Bro, if they want to just come bear hug you in the tent, they could.
But that's the thing. What are you trying to do? Are you looking for something? Are you
Also-
trying to harm me?
Also, he's near like a what he said, like a small
Small
dog park. What is the homeless community rated like up there? Typically, in wooded areas near parks, it do be homeless people stay.
Okay, we get that. We know that, but that doesn't.
You just a new tent person around. They scoping it. Because I will say this, a lot of homeless people be very territorial. And so they be wanting to know who the new kid on the block. Because I'll be damned, you come around and try to, you know what I'm saying?
That's cool enough. But I guess in his defense, it's like, okay, just announce.
I just don't like how he move.
How he supposed to move? He's
Man,
scared.
you come out there waving at him up.
Well, he said he can't see, but I mean, I get what you're saying. Well, he couldn't see initially. He had to grab I get you. We always say what we'll do or how we'll act in certain situations, but you really never know until you're in that situation.
I'm black. I don't go in woods.
I'm talking about any situation. I'm not talking about in the
I'm
woods.
black. I don't go in the woods, especially alone.
Anyway, I'm not talking about just the woods. I'm talking about in general.
All right, I'm getting out of here. We're getting out of here.
One thing that a lot of people in the comments of Sam's video have pointed out is that if you're being stalked or attacked by a stranger in the middle of the woods, it's probably not a good idea to show weakness by saying things like, I can't see you, I'm spooked, and I don't
That
like
is
this.
true. That part is
After
true.
this, the attackers apparently leave the campsite, but as soon as he steps out of the tent, Sam sees them standing eerily in the woods just a few feet away from him.
They collapsed my tent on me. I don't know which way they went. I think they went this way. I see you. Get away!
He ain't no real
All right, I'm
hiker.
spooked. I don't like this.
I mean, not hiker, but camp.
Getting out of here right now. They're just standing there. They're just standing there. What do you
Run up on
want?
'em.
Leave me alone!
Just to run up on him.
Completely freaking out after the disturbing encounter, he obviously decides to call it a night and head back to his van in the park. But things only continue to get worse for Sam.
All right, they're moving again. I don't know. I'm getting out of here. We're going. I'll come back for this some other time. All right, get out of here.
That's what happens.
I'm leaving. Don't follow me. I don't know where to go. I don't know which way to.
One thing for sure you don't do is say, "I'm leaving. Don't follow me."
When he said that he couldn't see me, I said I wouldn't let them know that. I did say that in my head, but I was like, whatever.
Okay.
But like, don't announce the things, the weaknesses. I can't see you. I don't know where I'm going. Like don't.
I'm
announce
leaving.
those
Don't
things.
follow me, please.
Just leave.
Oh, I'm really finna mess with you now. Even if I'm just messing with you, little shaky ball.
Get out of here. I
Then you
smell
just
your
left
cigarette.
everything.
I can hear you.
This is humble.
I hear you.
As he's making his way back to the park, he looks back at the campsite and sees the attackers stealing his things, but he decides to leave his stuff behind, terrified for his life. As he's
That's what
running through the
happened.
woods now, he turns back and sees his attackers chasing him.
We've got to lead back to the main trail. I don't know where they are. It's all foggy up here. I got water in my headlamp. I don't know where to go. I don't see or hear anybody anymore. I hear them coming. Can't see the shadow. Here's a path. Okay, get me there. I'm recording all of this. I'm calling up police.
You are something else.
All right, I'm back on the path.
I haven't said anything.
I see you.
Okay.
Why you see me? See the
I
TV?
can see you. From
Look at the
I can
TV.
see you. The corner of my eye.
Look at the TV, not me.
Get away from me!
After making it back to his van safely,
Why are you looking at me? See, you supposed to be watching this.
I am, but you are like crazy.
I ain't did nothing. See, I'm quiet.
You ain't quiet.
I am quiet, y'all.
he drove home and gave his viewers a recap of everything that happened. As you can imagine, a lot of people in the comments accused the uploader of staging the video, mentioning that nobody in their right mind would continue to record as they sprint through the woods in the dark. But his reaction seems pretty genuine to me. Different people act different ways in situations of stress.
True.
As for who the two guys who stalked and attacked him were and what they wanted, it's really anyone's guess. If what they did to Sam was some kind of joke, that's a pretty messed up joke to play on someone. But because the uploader confirmed that they didn't end up stealing his stuff when he went back the following morning, it's also clear that looting the campsite wasn't really their main focus.
Oh,
We can't really know what they would have done to him if he hadn't run from the
Yeah.
campsite, but at any rate, it's probably a good thing he did.
I wonder why you had in it, though. Because the one thing
I do too.
I thought they did loot his stuff, and I was gonna say that's why I figured they were trying to do, run him off, steal his stuff, and then they were gonna got a new tent, or unless they already got a tent, and they probably looked at the tent and was like, hey, we got a better tent, you know what I'm saying? Like the tent we got is better than this, so you know what I'm saying? They bullied you out.
It did seem. I mean, I did hear footsteps and stuff.
It's either
but
fake or some
I don't
homeless
know.
people punked them. That's the only thing I can think of. How you gonna let them punk you out your? And I ain't gonna hold you. Another thing, if I'm gonna be camping like this, I'm not just going with a knife. I'm gonna have a gun on me. And I would. They would have got gone. I have a knife, boy. But I got a machete. Let go.
And especially if it was two people and you're by yourself,
That little thing ain't gonna do nothing.
you already,
Yeah. You ain't got no mace.
they have an advantage.
Got no bird spray. You ain't got none.
Yeah.
You're not properly prepared, especially by yourself. You're trying to do something that you ain't. You think could have been staged.
I mean, his reaction did seem genuine, and I guess for the recording purposes, it's just because if something did happen, I mean, maybe if they didn't take that too, but I don't know. Everyone does act different under stress, and he,
Blur Witch Project, their reactions sound real too. Until years later, we found out it was fake.
that was a little creepy.
Love Sundays is a camping channel on YouTube run by a guy named Sean, who uploads some pretty cool footage of his solo camping trips everywhere in the UK. In February 2024, he uploaded a video where he left his van on the side of the road next to the woods, and then went to do some exploring, jumping over a fence to walk through the woods. After that, Sean makes his way back to his van to make dinner, where he then heads out once again for an evening stroll through the woods. Upon his return to the van, he goes to bed at about 9 p.m., but at 3 in the morning, things start to get a little disturbing.
All being well, I'll see you in the morning. Good night. A car's just pulled up, and it sounds like they're walking around the van.
Oh, did we see this before?
I think so.
As soon as Sean pulls back the curtains, the people who were walking around the van get back in their car. When he put his head out the window to see what was going on, the car drove away, leaving him alone for the rest of the night. It wasn't until the next morning that Sean realized what the visitors had done to his van.
Right, well, I think we should at least go outside and see how miserable the weather is. My door's stuck.
No.
What the actual...
That is so weird.
See that?
Oh.
We haven't seen this one, but that
It's a possibility. No, it's a possibility. There could have been like cops or anything. They zip tied was gonna come toward the way. So whoever come, because it could have been illegal parking, and it was like, hey,
Maybe.
whoever come back here and try to get into the vehicle, won't be able to regain access. It's just a zip tie though.
Yeah, I mean, I could just cut it, but
Yeah, and I'm sure he has equipment to cut it and get going. But I wonder if where he was parked at was considered like illegal
because
parking.
it was just like on the side.
Wasn't it somebody private property? Because sometimes when you backed up in places like that, that is property belonging to someone sometimes.
That could have been.
But he's also in the UK, so I don't know. I'm in America. Based off of what I see in America, sometimes in the areas we have been and lived in, that's what sometimes be, and people don't want you on their property.
So it was obviously just people wanted to talk about and just be funny, I guess, but how dangerous is that, locking someone in their van? Let me check the back door.
Well, did they know you was in there?
Because they wouldn't have been able to tie it to anything, would they? There's no way they could have done that door anyway.
Why someone would want to lock a stranger in their van is anyone's guess, and the only reasonable explanation I can think of is that maybe they were trying to steal the diesel from the van and put the zip ties on the door in case Sean realized what was happening and attempted to get out to stop them.
That's only if they knew that he was actually inside the house. I mean, inside the van, though. We don't know if they even knew he was inside.
And I also feel like if it was cops, they probably would have, because he's on the side of the road, like just on the side of like.
He
the
said
road.
if he was thinking he was cops.
Like I'm wondering if they would have like knocked to make sure no one was in there, needed help, things like that. If it was a cop, I really do think it was.
But we don't know
someone.
how they approached the car from initiation, so they could have knocked, and he just didn't record it.
But then this wouldn't have happened. He would have had an encounter.
No, I would have been quiet. I don't know who it. If you in the middle of the woods if you in the middle of the woods in a van like that, you trying to go to sleep and you just hear some random knocking on it, you're gonna be like, shh. You even inside your house, somebody come knocking on the door, you like, I don't know who that is. Shh. Be quiet. Even growing up, when Jehovah's Witness used to come knocking at the door, mama say, shh, be quiet. We don't know them folks. When random people come knocking at the door, you hello? You say you inside there, see, you inside this van and you sleeping in the middle. Somebody come knocking.
Look out to see.
No, you wouldn't. But you want to make no You'll be trying to be still as possible.
But I'm saying,
you'll be like, if I move a little bit, they gonna hear me.
But I'm saying most, like if a cop, for instance, they announce themselves. So you wouldn't have to question if it's like, you know, I mean, I guess you would still, because anybody can be like that.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Like, I get that, but I mean, these are the risks that you take when you are living this life.
True.
But at the same time, I don't feel like a cop like without really knowing, maybe if someone's in here asleep, I don't think they would put a zip tie on the door.
But you don't know if anybody's even inside. It just could have been an abandoned. It's a white van. We in America, we be like white vans. You know what that mean?
But they don't put zip ties on a van.
It's just a random van ditched on the side of the road. You don't know if somebody literally standing there.
What's the zip tie for?
It's to lock the driver's door, so you cannot access the driver's door.
What am I locking it for? It's already locked from the outside.
They don't want you to be able to get inside if I zip tie it.
Who? Like just randoms?
It could have been. I told you it could have been on somebody's property, or somebody could have said zip tie, or like you said, it could have been still in the diesel. But if he able to drive away, they wasn't still in the diesel. And hey, why are you gonna lock me inside my vehicle if I got the keys and I could just drive away? Well, also it's not on the driver's side because the driver's side is opposite. It's the opposite side, but. Why are you gonna lock me in? I got the key. You didn't gain access. I could just crank it up and drive. So I don't think they're locking him inside because he's inside with the keys. What's the purpose?
No one's talking about locking in.
He said it.
I know I'm talking about us. What we talking about? I'm just saying what's the point? But anyway, you can press play.
It could have been a plethora of anybody though. It could have been some weird. The zip tie on the door. It could have been some childish teenagers. Ain't no telling. I don't know.
There's no telling.
It could have also been a local who didn't want anyone parking their camping van in that area, but we'll likely never know. Luckily, after he cut the zip ties off, he made it back home unharmed and has continued uploading videos of his camping adventures in the UK.
That's just weird randoms run down.
The Facts by HowToHunt.com is a channel dedicated to sharing knowledge about the outdoors and encouraging people to explore the wilderness. In January 2022, a pretty terrifying video was uploaded to the channel in which a group of teenagers can be seen reacting to some strange sounds coming from somewhere in the woods.
You hear it? Get Trevor. Austin, get the light.
Sound like gunshots? Did that sound like gunshots?
I don't know what gunshots sound like.
Alright.
No, it could have been.
It sounded like somebody shooting off a gun in the woods. But at a distance.
We're in the woods.
You hear it?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Get Trevor. Austin, get the light.
If it was fireworks, you would have saw it.
And they'd be a little slower.
Yeah. Oh.
Huh?
Hey! That was not an elk.
What is it?
Bigfoot. I ain't got no chill today. I'm tired.
What is that?
It might be because I'm tired, but I don't know.
Get my keys. Get ready.
Yeah, more mission, baby. We gotta go.
You gone?
I'm gone, child. Where Trevor? Did they get Trevor?
You skedaddling. Now it sounds like you're knocking on something.
Uh-oh.
Everybody, get in my truck.
Get in the truck, right? What you said.
When you're out in the woods in the middle of the night, it can be easy to mistake certain animal noises with human screams.
True.
Foxes, coyotes, and bobcats are all known to make sounds that can sometimes be hard to tell apart from human yelling. But in this case, I don't know of any animal that can make that kind of noise, especially when you consider how loud the banging on the trees was. Elk are known to rub their antlers against trees, but it obviously doesn't sound that loud or menacing. A lot of people in the comments of the video have mentioned that the sounds aren't too different from human screams, and it could have just been a man screaming in the woods in the middle of the night. Although that's also pretty messed up in itself. Even though some viewers have claimed the video is staged, the uploader's reactions seem pretty genuine in this case, and the only thing we can say for sure is that it's probably a good thing that the guys didn't run into whoever or whatever was making those noises.
Chill.
Ain't no
That's why I
telling,
stay
man.
at the house.
Ain't no telling. It's Bigfoot.
I mean, I know like camping and stuff can be very therapeutic for a lot of people, and it's
It
just,
can. Okay, shout out to y'all who do it.
being grounded with nature. But I just,
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, love. Y'all enjoy. I'm gonna keep
I love
my
watching people, them putting themselves,
in those encounters or in
like
that
you
environment.
share your videos with, people.
And I
but
can watch it from a
I
distance.
can watch it from a distance. But that's beautiful. The scenery is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Y'all spam us up, man. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comment section down below. But as always, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We are.
Go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and